perhaps the best home field advantage in all of football, and certainly the loudest, as we welcome you inside Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City. Today it's week 3, and we've got a good one in store, as it'll be the Chicago Bears taking on the defending Super Bowl champions, the Kansas City Chiefs. Two 1-1 teams here, each looking to move over 500, and we're underway here in week 3. And no run back on the opening kickoff. It'll come out to the 25. A man who led the league in yards per carry last year, it's Khalil Herbert. Now he's loose at the 40. Inside the 20. Touchdown, Chicago! Khalil Herbert, his second rushing touchdown on the year. And the Bears are on the board first here on the road in Kansas City. Wow, first play of the game, CD, 75 yards. These people, they haven't even filed in yet from the tailgate lots.
Everyone talks about starting out fast. Everyone talks about getting explosive-type plays. That was absolutely a thunderbolt. And on the defensive side, he spent all week scheming, all week preparing, and it seems like it goes right out the window.
Now, after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line.
The Chiefs take over first and 10 at their own 17-yard line.
Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up first and 10 at their own 17-yard line.
Hey, rip it. Here we go, finish the game.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And this intercepted on the first play of the game. And they will score a pick 6 for a Bears touchdown. Well, we went from scoreless to 13-0 in a hurry. First, their offense had the touchdown, and now the defense comes through with one.
You can't get a better 1-2 punch than that. Follow up a touchdown offense by getting one on defense. If they keep that effort up, you'll take the other sideline out of this one very quickly.
Santos able to tack on the extra point, and it's now 14-0. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. They've been outplayed early, no question. Down 14-0 already as they come up first and 10. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. You look at this Bears defense. They were terrific a week ago in that victory over Tampa Bay, Charles.
And I'm eager to see the game plan and trying to attack them this week, because when you take it away 4 times through interceptions, do you now decide that I can't throw the ball against this team and try and run it like crazy? Or do you challenge them? This is going to be fun.
Deep ball for Goodwin. Oh, he had a man running free, but he overshot him, and it's incomplete.
There are not many times where you might say it's a detriment to have a quarterback with a cannon for an arm, but this might be one of those few times. He just laid that one out there a bit too far, and his receiver couldn't run under it.
Go.
They'll send a receiver in motion to the right. Throwing is Mahomes on third. takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
That looks like it's going to be 2 empty possessions now to start this football game. I think they're going to have to sit down and talk about what worked for them last week in their win. Sometimes you over-game plan, overthink things. Get back to what works.
On the return is Pettis. It'll go as a 42, make it a 43-yard punt. 6 on the return, and the Bears take over.
At their own 35-yard line.
Don't jump.
At
Ready?
the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense.
Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
Second down, they go back to Herbert.
Not much there, maybe a couple up to the 35.
This defense for the Chiefs, much improved from week 1. They were terrific last week in getting their guys their first win of the season.
And the big difference in the ball game, their ability to force turnovers. 3 of them, in fact. Being able to take the ball away, give it back to their offense, that's something that's emphasized each and every week, and they carried it out.
He's going to float this over the middle, deep.
It's tipped, but it doesn't matter. He still catches it.
Touchdown, Chicago!
Chase Claypool.
His second touchdown on the season.
And the Bears have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns.
Santos with the extra point, and that makes the score 21-0.
Bears 21, Chiefs nothing. Cairo Santos to kick off for Chicago.
So how about this for a start? 21-0 here in the first as they kick this one away. This taken in at the goal line. And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
At their own 25-yard line.
The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive.
43,
Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession, but I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit, and if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
Play action. Now it's Mahomes. They'll roll him out right. Deep ball for Goodwin. This is caught inside the 15. Touchdown. Marquise Goodwin. His first touchdown here of the new campaign.
And the Chiefs are able to cut into that deficit.
Harrison Butker is on for the extra point. It's up, it's good, and that'll cut the lead to 21-7.
Makes the score Bears 21, Chiefs 7.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And from back there, a wise move. He'll just sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive.
So for this offense, Charles, remember drive 1 made it to the end zone. Drive 2 resulted in a touchdown as well. Now they'll try to make it 3 for 3.
Yeah, and you know, they told us all week that this was the plan and this is what they wanted to execute, but did they really believe it would happen this well, this efficiently? I know they'll take it, and afterwards they'll say, there was never a doubt in our minds we were going to be successful in this one.
On first down, right back to Herbert. And he maneuvers up the middle for 3. And it's second down. You talk about this Chiefs defense.
And this unit, very tough to throw against. Currently second best in the NFL.
Yeah, defending the pass hasn't been an issue for them. It's been stopping the run. And if they don't stop the run, they can't get back to their strength, which is guarding against the air attack.
It's a pretty strong running there as he'll take this across the 50 and down to the 44. 106 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start.
So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 44-yard line.
On 1st and 10, it's Herbert.
And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. Second down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
On second down, a run with Herbert.
And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. A Chicago first down there on a gain of 11. One thing's for sure, this defense has to figure out how to stop the ground game. He's eating them up here in the first quarter.
It looks like they have to go to different forces, aren't they? The conventional things aren't working too well. So I remember a coach of mine saying way back when a back's having a great game, you've got to get the ball out of his hands. See how far he can run without the ball. And what he meant was takeaways, knock it loose, because maybe you can't just stop him with just regular tackling.
Now it's Fields off the bootleg. That is caught by Herbert. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. They'll wind up losing 3 here on the play. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation. Backed up here. Tough spot. Needing 11 yards to pick up the first. Throwing on 3rd down. Fields. That's complete to Mooney. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. Cairo Santos, former Chiefs kicker, on for the field goal try. On the right hash. Officially, this will be a 51-yard attempt. And no, it doesn't get there. Hits the crossbar, bounces back out. He had it on line, but it comes up about a rotation short. Well, he had that one on target. That's half the battle. The other half of the battle, however, is distance.
And he nearly had that, too. But it was a crossbar that said otherwise, and that'll deny him a shot at 3.
A little bit of space there for the first down run, as that's going to get him about 5 yards.
That's a really nice, tough run inside, and they gained 5 yards on it. And to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to their huddle with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage.
On second down, here's Mahomes. And he's just going to get rid of this thing to no one here. He throws it away, and now it's 3rd. Offensively, you might be thinking, what's going on here? 1 for their first 7 throwing the football.
So maybe they're thinking about rethinking their strategy a little bit right now with the way that they're throwing it around, not having that success. Might have to lean on the running game for a little while and see if they can get him back in form.
On 3rd down, it's Pacheco.
And I don't think he got there, no. He's short by maybe a foot, maybe. Call it 4th and inches.
An audible here to get a new look.
Hey, 15.
Mahomes going to go on 4th down. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And this defense will take over right at midfield.
Fields and the Bears now with a 1st and 10.
Right at the 50-yard line.
From the 50, here's Fields. That's complete right side to Kmet.
Call it a gain of 3 on the play, and that will bring up 2nd down.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran it a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
A pretty wild first quarter. 21-7, our score.
Bears 21, Chiefs 7.
From the 47 now, that work with a 2nd and 7.
Oh, let's go.
Here's Fields. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
Early on, the running game's been working well, and the offensive line has been pleased by that. The thought process there, catch those safeties creeping up, trying to help against the running game. They tried to hit him over the top, unsuccessfully.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down.
Now Fields.
Now they go screen. It's complete. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. That one good for 24 yards.
And that was a beautifully executed screen pass. They let the rushers get upfield and get the escorts in front, meaning the offensive linemen, other blockers out in front, completed the pass beautifully. So now you've got all that open space with big guys leading the way.
And he just danced away from that one defender on his way to a gain of about 7 yards.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
Well, that was a unit that understood exactly where the first down marker was, handed it to their guy who could run it, created some space, and he got there.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. Herbert once more.
And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
And it's caught. Touchdown, Bears.
Khalil Herbert. He scored on the ground and through the air. And the Bears are able to extend their lead. Well, he is putting in a great all-around game, Charles. He already ran one in for a score, and now they utilize him in the passing game.
And they put a lot of pressure on a defensive coordinator and defense, don't they? Because they're used to him as a runner. But it turns out he's just as dangerous as some of those receivers, and he showed it right there. You don't pay enough attention to him defensively, he makes you pay.
Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away.
And we see James. He will not return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25.
Yellow.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And a drive that stalled out last time. Went for it on 4th, didn't get it. How does that translate here? I would imagine momentum's with the defense.
Definitely with the defense, because anytime anyone goes for it on 4th down, that's telling you as a defense that you can't stop us. We don't think that you can. And when you actually do, that may put a little dent in the confidence of the offense the next time they hit the field.
Yeah, we'll see if they can bring that pride the offense this go-around. On 1st and 10, here's Mahomes. Flushed out right. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. DeMarcus Walker. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him.
3 scores down, not even a halftime yet. They are not getting much generated offensively. They've got to figure it out.
It's tough because this defense just seems to be playing with so much confidence right now.
They really are. They are on their toes, and they're getting at them.
Mahomes to throw on 2nd down. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. The pressure really ratcheting up. They get the sack on 1st down, then a near sack. They got to him there just as it was leaving his hand.
Yeah, they might need to change their pass protection scheme a little bit. Maybe bring another guy into the backfield to help protect the quarterback, because that was awfully close.
In motion right is Tony.
Yellow.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
Oh, everything falling apart now. Another one intercepted.
Eddie Jackson picks it, and he'll take it across midfield and down to the 48-yard line.
And I think this is a situation where quarterback coach in the sideline is going to talk to a signal caller and say, listen, it's 3rd and long, and it's still early in the game. Let's not force things here. If we don't feel good about it, let's just check something down and pump the football.
Herbert powering up the middle.
And he'll be taken down right around the 41-yard line.
135 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half. 2nd down and 3. Off play action. Fields. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by L'Jarius Sneed. And the Chiefs are going to take possession here at their own 47-yard line.
They are in an interception mood on defense. Had 2 nice interceptions a week ago. Now 2 here in the first half.
Yeah, we call it ball hawking. And the only way to truly be good ball hawks is not guessing. It's not just simply anticipation. It's study and understanding what they like to do and beating them to the spot and creating big plays.
Well, they're watching the film, and it's working. And he'll throw this one away. I don't think he's out of the pocket. No, here comes the flag.
We saw it, too. Nobody in the vicinity of that throw, and that earns him the penalty.
Yeah, you've got to at least get it close enough to one of your own guys in order to dodge the penalty.
Yellow.
They lose the yardage, and, of course, they also lose the down on the grounding call, and it's quickly 2nd and long. Now here's Mahomes. A dump down to McKinnon. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here.
3rd down.
15. Hey, 57. 15. Come back. 15. Yellow. Right side.
Looking to throw is Mahomes.
Able to find the open man. That's complete.
And he is out of bounds inside the 35. How about that? They weather the storm of a 3rd and 17 to pick up the first.
1st down.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Color. Hey, rip left. Hero 15. Let's get it now.
Here's Mahomes to throw. Flush to his right.
That went into the hands of Tony downfield.
And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. He's been a one-man wrecking crew these last couple of plays. This time 18 more and a 1st down. Operating from the red zone now, Mahomes hit. He lost the football.
And this ball recovered by the offense. But remember, they cannot advance it here in the final 2 minutes of the half. So this will be blown dead, and it'll come back to the spot of the fumble. The fumble on 1st down. Now here's 2nd down. Headed straight, it's Pacheco.
And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. This is 1st and goal and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. It'll be a pickup of 4, and it brings up 2nd and goal. The Chiefs will use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. They'll try and run with McKinnon. And he is not going to get in as the big bodies stop him at the 1. They're held again, and do we have a goal line stand brewing? It's 3rd and goal. They they've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. And he is in. Touchdown, Kansas City. Jerick McKinnon taking it in from a yard out. And the Chiefs get a late score here in the final minute of the first half. Extra point by Butker is on target. And that cuts the lead to 28-14. Here's the Chiefs kickoff unit now as they'll send this one away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25.
Here we go. Good.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense.
And with a 2-score lead already, they may just look to get this thing to the locker room.
He's going to look deep for more. And that's going to be incomplete.
And with apologies to Dylan Thomas, apparently they're not going to go gently into the half. They're still out there firing haymakers. They took a chance on a deep ball there, but it winds up incomplete.
2nd and 10. Fields again.
Buying time to his left. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. He turned that into a nice gain. Gets him 8 yards closer for 3rd down. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. 3rd and 2, Fields. Hit as he throws there, incomplete.
That might be the 3rd down stop that they needed because they've had a lot of trouble slowing down this offense in the first half. This might be their opportunity to get off the field.
He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. They call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And with Mahomes under center, anything's possible. Watch out for the deep ball. Throwing on 1st down is Mahomes. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And this one is incomplete.
Trying to get something positive to happen here before the break, and they sure need it. They went for the big one, but it winds up incomplete.
Now a 2nd and 10.
Final shot before the half for Mahomes. He's got him in, complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down, 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. The Super Bowl champs trailing here, but they will get the ball first to begin quarter number 3. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive.
This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't translated so far on the scoreboard as they begin the 3rd quarter here, trailing and looking for a little momentum.
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A gain of 37. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. They fake the give. Now Mahomes sliding out of the pocket. And he'll slide to a halt here. Still a little shy of the 1st down marker. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down. Mahomes going to throw. And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line. After the sack, things get a little tougher here. 3rd and long for Mahomes and the Chiefs.
Hey, 43, 15.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now, give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
Harrison Butker for the Chiefs field goal. A 56-yard attempt.
And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one as it's good from 56 yards out. And that will get the disadvantage now back down to 11. So a good drive there to begin quarter number 3, but they're only able to shave 3 points off the lead.
Well, something's better than nothing. All right, they didn't play particularly well in the first half, but they definitely need them to step on the accelerator now and play a whole lot better.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Starting on the ground with Herbert. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. 145 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll go again with Herbert. And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard up to the 36.
That felt like a trap because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. They had everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
A handoff for Herbert. And getting this just shy of midfield. They'll spot it at the 49. A gain there of 12 yards and a 1st down for the Bears.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive, they went 3 and out.
They run with a 4th-round pick, Roschon Johnson. And just 1 yard here from the 49 to the 50.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
Here's a give to Herbert. And he'll take this close to a 1st down at the Chiefs' 41.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
This is Homer. And he will have a 1st down as they get him to the ground at the 37. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive. A play fake, now Fields to throw. He'll fire deep, looking for more. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender. Couldn't create space, couldn't uncover at the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
A 3rd quarter action from Kansas City, 2nd down and 10. Out of the gun, Fields. Oh, the turnover fuss continues. Here's another interception. And the Chiefs are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 24-yard line. KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. Last time out, you remember their drive stalled, but thanks to their kicker, booted a long field goal to at least get him 3. Now here they'll try to do better and find the end zone.
And in our experience, how much fun is it for coaches to know that they've got a kicker who can nail it from long distance? Now the hard part is, as an offensive play caller, you don't want that in your head too much where you're relying on it, and he goes out and gets the job done for them. But I'm quite sure he would be content to just kick extra points from here on out.
Yeah, absolutely no question. I think his teammates would be okay with him just kicking the extra points as well. From the 31, here's 2nd and a couple. They run it with Pacheco from the gun. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. They'll lose a yard on the play, so now they need 3 yards on third down.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
Yellow.
Mahomes looks to throw on third down. He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield. And he will have the Chiefs first down by a couple of yards as they're able to convert here on 3rd and 3. Throwing now is Mahomes. Open man downfield, that's Tony. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
But one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
On first down, Mahomes. He'll buy some time right. And he gets us down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there at second down.
I did like his decision-making there to make sure they picked up something instead of forcing a throw. Now they've got more manageable play coming up to try and pick up the first down. And don't rule out the possibility that he just keeps it and runs again.
Hey, 57, 57.
Now Mahomes throwing on second down. And in for the Chiefs touchdown. Marquise Goodwin with his second touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Chiefs are able to get a score back in the final stages of this third quarter.
I know Paul Revere talked about by land or by sea, right? You know, 1 by land, 2 by sea. He didn't mention air because right now we're seeing a big-time performance, aren't we? That's 2 touchdowns so far in this game.
Where'd you pull that one from?
And, you know, every now and then I actually listened in history class.
And you're just a scholar all the way around. You're reading all the time. I like that you fit that in the podcast.
You know, I just grab a nugget when I can.
And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. I'm curious to see, Charles, about the play calling on this drive. Last time out, the interception that led to a touchdown. Here we are. I mean, it's very close, one-score game.
Yeah, and if I'm a defender, I'm actually chirping to you on the other side of the ball, saying, hey, we picked off the last one. What you going to do about it now? So when you do throw the football, high percentage, but throw it with confidence. Because if there's any hesitancy at all, it could end up in enemy's hands again.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
182 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the fourth quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
On 1st and 10, here's Fields.
There goes a deep ball, end zone. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Just because you got the lead in the fourth, it doesn't mean you have to play it safe. I like the aggressive play call there to push it downfield. That time, it didn't work out.
Going on the ground with Homer. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a third down.
That second down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable third down because they had incompletion on first down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
Fields changing the play. Again, it's Homer. On a nice burst there as he'll take this inside the 30 to the 28-yard line.
A Chicago first down there on a gain of 11.
Now Herbert.
And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown.
Khalil Herbert.
His third touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Bears will add to their 4th quarter lead. Santos able to tack on the extra point, and his guys will take a 10-point lead.
Chiefs 25. Tyron Santos to kick off for Chicago.
Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away.
And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped it to 23.
At their own 23-yard line.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive.
And you figure after giving up that last touchdown, they trail by 2 scores here in the 4th quarter. This drive becomes...
And got his man complete. A big play there for KC. 41 yards. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. Not quite the success they had last play. This one goes for 3 yards.
I know it was a gain, but you have to sense probably a little bit of disappointment there because when it's out there in open space, I think they expect to get more out of a play, don't you?
Especially when you're getting it to your guy out of the backfield. You're expecting him to be able to create something, be a little more shifty.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Good open field tackling. Held it to an okay gain.
Now, meanwhile, here's a 2nd down throw that's knocked away and incomplete.
When you're leading in the final quarter, your radar has to be up for any potential deep shots. And probably not the last one they're going to see in this game, not as long as they hold this lead.
Throwing is Mahomes on 3rd. And this pass broken up. And the contact rolled time there. And now 4th down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived. And I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
All right, so they needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal there, maybe not exactly what they wanted, but the necessary first step.
There's still time remaining, and there's enough time to get it done. They've got to get it the least a 3 and out here to get the ball back, preferably a takeaway.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. The field goal we just saw has this now at a 1-score game, and on this side of the football, things are getting pretty tenuous, a little stressful.
Blood pressure up a little bit, you think?
I think up a lot of it.
Could you imagine taking the pulse right now? It might be like a jackhammer out there on that side of the ball, but here's what the deal is. I think what we've observed is a team that's been playing not to lose as opposed to playing to win. And they've got to get back to that, and that means opening things up again, being a little more free in what they're trying to get done on offense.
He's going to look deep for more. Oh, a heck of an effort there as he'll make the diving catch. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10.
48 yards. First down, Bears.
Oh, he fakes a spike. They'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
I think the defense surprised him there with that blitz on 1st down, but give him credit. Stayed cool under pressure and still found a way through the extra rushers for positive yardage. Well done.
Now 2nd and 9. This is Herbert. Oh, that one well designed as he'll take this down to the 30-yard line. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game.
So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off.
Here we go.
Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10.
5 points of contact necessary at this stage as they'll run on 1st down.
And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ballgame. Another running situation on the doorstep as they come up 2nd and 10. Here's Herbert. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. And now the question everyone's wondering, look at the clock, late 4th quarter, do they put the ball in the air here on 4th?
I don't. I run the football. I tell my offensive line, no leakage up front. I want my running back hit as I hand the ball off to him. I don't want any type of an issue. But if I am going to throw it, quick throw, out to the perimeter, maybe one of my best receivers running a quick slant or something like that.
Santos' kick is up and through, and that will extend their lead even further.
So that one, CD, going to make the road back a lot more difficult.
Oh, there's no doubt about that. You know they were praying on the other sideline for a miss because now, as you pointed out, a very difficult road. Down 2 scores. You don't just need a touchdown. You need a chain of events to go your way. You've got to score, somehow get the ball back, and score again. The odds of that happening, not great in your favor.
Here's 1st and 10. Mahomes. Finding Kelsey.
And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
And this is caught on the sideline. Are the feet in? They are. What a catch.
Well, this game has certainly had no shortage of offense. Both teams have been revved up from the start. And here's yet another big play. Boy, both defenses have just got to be dragging out there because they've been run ragged throughout.
Eluding the pressure right. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up 2nd down.
Whew, that's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle, so they're ready if a tackle happens in bounds.
Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Now the question is obvious. Do you try to kick the field goal right here knowing that you need 2 scores? I would be thinking about it if I were on that sideline. Get the field goal now, try and get the touchdown later.
Here's Mahomes.
And this is caught down for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet. Butker now to add the extra point. Oh, and now they're going to fake it. And it's intercepted at the goal line.
Tyreek Stevenson picks it off. And the Bears have just about sewn up this football game.
So here we go with the onside kick. They'll need a recovery and a touchdown. A field goal does them no good. And the Bears hands team able to pounce on it and get the football. They had to go for it with no timeouts remaining, though now this one's as good as over.
They gave it an effort. They tried their best, did everything they could to try and get the ball on the onside kick. You're exactly right. They had to try it. It was their only option. And now this game is done. Just take it, kneel, and call it in.
And he'll run straight into a wall of tacklers at the line of scrimmage. It's 2nd down. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL, and he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
He's going to get it again. He's looking to get forward and protect the ball.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Charles, why didn't they just take the knee there?
You're asking the question that I'm asking as well, because we've seen a lot of football where coaches decide maybe to get a little greedy. I don't know if they're doing it for stats or for what reason. We've seen it happen in college and happen in the NFL. The miracle in the Meadowlands. All they had to do was take a knee and the game was over. The Giants ran it one more time. Ball popped free. Philadelphia picks it up and wins the game.
What year was that?
1978. I think it was in November.
Now on fourth down, on is the punt team sending this one away.
What a game we were treated to in this one. And then on that